This week, popular video game franchise NBA 2K finally released the ratings for this season for full teams, and we gotta look at the full ratings for the Raptors team. So this video, I am going to compare what my expectation was for the Raptors and the ratings of 2K compared to what they actually are. How many did I overestimate? How many did I underestimate? How many did I actually get right? Let's see, but there's quite a bit of disrespect here. Alright, so I have a little bit of a presentation built out for your viewing pleasure. This is done for the live streams on Twitch. We go live on Twitch, usually every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We like to take the best segments and make them into YouTube videos as well for people who don't want to check out the live streams, don't have the time to do so, just to get the word of the channel out a little bit more over there. So if you're watching the Clips channel, be sure to like and subscribe. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers on that channel. And if you're liking the content, consider coming to the live streams, hanging out with me live. It's basically a Q&A session every time. I love to interact with the chat. But let's talk about these ratings. So as I mentioned, we have this nice little presentation built out here. For starters, we're gonna go based on my estimation from the highest rated player to the lowest rated player. So as you see with Pascal Siakam, my expectations are gonna be in orange here, and you will see the next rating in either green if it is better than my prediction, red if it is worse than my prediction, and yellow if it is the same as my prediction orange here. So Pascal Siakam coming off of an all-NBA season, one where he was snubbed of an all-star appearance, and I think that when you make an all-NBA team, it kind of showcases that you got robbed of an all-star spot. I guess he came back late into the season, didn't really kick on until December. Understand these things. I still think he was snubbed to being an all-star, and 100% think he deserved it over Jarrett Allen. If this game was not hosted in Cleveland, I don't think Jarrett Allen would have been selected over Pascal Siakam, but I digress. He was an all-NBA player. Near the end of the season, he was just straight up unplayable. Not borderline unplayable, he was unplayable. The amount he added to his bag. And I thought that warranted an 88. That's how I feel. Now, there's multiple ways to look at this. I feel like he deserves an 88, but I also think that, okay, this is 2K. I think 2K is going to give him an 87. I think he was an 87 in 2K22. I think he's 88. 2K, I think, would have given him 87. But then they go out and give him an 86. So a downgrade from 2K22 after the season that he had. 87 would have been like, okay, but like 86 is just too low for Pascal Siakam, averaging like 23 points per game. Very good efficiency. Got his three-ball game back. Is a great defender. Like, this doesn't make sense. Career high in assists by a good amount. Career high in rebounds by far. It really does not make sense to me after this guy almost carried the Raptors to a 5th seed, how he is an 86 overall. But we move on. Scottie Barnes is the next player that I have here. This one's actually flipped out of order, but Scottie Barnes, I was expecting an 82 here. He was Rookie of the Year. Last year, he was a 75 or 76, I think. Great season. 82, I was like, okay, I think 82. I feel like 2K might go for 81, but I think this guy is worthy of an 82 rating. Rookie of the Year. Average, like, I think it was like just under 16 points per game. Good efficiency, really good at the rim. And we know how good we expect him to be, but just right now, I think 82 is fair. 2K are buying into the Scottie Barnes hype. They're giving this guy an 84 rating here. Hey, I ain't complaining. They are buying into all the hype, and there's a lot of good reasons to buy into all of this hype. 84 for Scottie Barnes. We'll see how that goes for the rest of the season. And we're expecting big things. Scottie Barnes, maybe all-star season in his sophomore season. It's possible. Next one up is Fred VanVleet. I would have predicted him to be an 84, same as 2K22. He was an all-star for the first time in his career this season. Had a great season. Kind of fell off near the end of the season, but I think 84 would be justified. Like, Fred is an 84. I was really thinking 2K would give an 84. They downgraded him. And I just don't really understand how they look at Fred in the season that he had and downgrade him to 83. That just doesn't make any real sense to me whatsoever, but they go with an 83 for Fred. The playmaking, he developed quite a bit. From a shooting standpoint, he was electric. Defense, he's such a good defender, one of the best point guard defenders in the league. 83 is just one tick too low in my book. Like, this guy's an 84. Next one is OG, and I felt like 81 was fair for him. He was a 79 last year, if I'm not mistaken. I thought last year should have been an 82. I feel like he did kind of take a little step, not necessarily back, but I don't think he's worthy of an 82 for the way he played this season. Lost quite a bit of his efficiency. Wasn't as dominant on defense as I'm kind of accustomed to seeing him, but he's still a very good player. I think 81 is fair, and 2K agreed. 81 was fair for OG. I'm happy they gave him that rating. I was worried they would go 80 or 79, but I'm happy they go with 81 here. I think that's fair for OG and the amount of respect that he's getting in these sort of trade markets. Next one is Gary Trent. Coming off of a real breakout season from a scoring standpoint, got a lot better from a shooting standpoint, and got a lot better at getting to the rim. I also enjoyed sort of his shot IQ developing. You remember the Tampa season where one of the biggest things was his lack of shot IQ, and I think a lot of that did really get better this season. I was really happy to see that. And along with the offense kind of polishing up a little bit, he went from like a non-existent defender to quite a good defender for the Raptors last season. And I thought 80 would have been a good mark for him, averaging about 15 points per game. 2K go all the way down to 78. Now, this was strange to me. 78. I'm not really sure how they're pulling this number because I did dive into the stats in this one because I was so confused. They do have his defense ranked really low. They do have his steal ratings ranked quite high. I believe it was 86 steals, but something like 59 defending. It was strange to me because I think he's a good defender. I recognize that he's better at getting steals. Sometimes he goes for the steals and gets caught out of position, but I think he is a good defender, and I think the Raptors recognize that. But 78 is just too low for me. 79 would have been a lot more respectable, but a little bit disrespectful in my opinion here, along with Fred and Siakam's rating. I just can't really see how they've gone for a 78 with Gary Trent Jr. Next one up is Prez Achiuwa. He's a guy I gave a 78, I would have said, the way he kicked on near the end of the season, but I recognized he kicked on near the end of the season, and it was maybe more of a small sample size, but he's a very, very good defender. Got a lot smarter at the rim, is shooting the three ball really well. 2K disagree and go down to 76. This one I'm not completely horrified with. I know I'm too off here, but I recognize it. I mean, I saw him at the start of the season. I get it, but I just feel like the way he was playing at the end of the season kind of warranted that 78 rating. Moving on, Chris Boucher, 76. Big energy guy, can hit threes maybe a little bit inefficiently, get block shots, rebounds exceptionally well. You know, there's a purpose for him on the court. He plays a role. 76 fits the role. 2K agree with this one and give him a 76. Happy with that. Next one is Thaddeus Young. I felt like 75 was fair. He's just a nice role player, nice ninth man in your rotation. Does some solid things. Can't hit the three ball really well, but, you know, just a decent IQ player. It's nice to have him in that sort of rotation. I thought 75 was good. 2K went for 74. You know what? Kind of fair enough there for Thaddeus Young. 75 I thought was better. 74. Okay. Next one's Otto Porter Jr. This is a guy brought in. I love the signing of Otto Porter. Can space the floor a little bit off the bench. Can score a little bit off the bench. Team that desperately needs scoring off the bench. He can help provide that. Helps the Warriors win an NBA championship. Was actually starting some games in the NBA final. I went with a 75. Maybe off the back of that championship. The 2K devs, whoever, liked what they saw enough to give him a 76 rating. That's another one. Like, okay, hey, I ain't gonna complain. Fair enough. But I don't know. Otto Porter at the same rating as Prez Achiuwa just kind of doesn't sit right with me. But it is what it is. Otto gets a 76. Next one's Kem Birch. I was kind of fearful of his rating. He's just like a solid player. I don't think he's really going to have much of a role with the Raptors this season unless there are injuries. Nick Nurse can kind of surprise me sometimes. His role in the playoffs was essentially take the first 5 minutes of each half against Embiid, tire him out, foul him a bunch, get out. 74 I was kind of fearful, and I was wrong to be fearful because they do go with the 74 here. I nearly made my prediction 73, but 2K kind of see the durability from well, he's not durable from an injury standpoint. But I mean, like, his consistency on court, I guess. He's not the box score type of guy. He just does his job. And looking at Kem Birch's contract, that's going to be one that gets flipped as a salary dumper at some point, or a salary filler in a trade, not a dumper. More of a salary filler. I would be really surprised if he played out his entire contract with the Raptors without getting traded. It is what it is. Next player is Malachi Flynn. I'm not really buying into all the hype I'm seeing in these Pro-Am events. Everybody's saying, like, I know there's a good player in there. He just does not show it on the court, like, ever. And it's Very frustrating to watch him do that. Just can't hit shots. And when you can't hit shots, you're going to struggle to find time in the NBA. Malachi Flynn is a player. Here's how I'll put it. There are a lot of good basketball players out there, but need the ball in their hands to be good. If you need the ball in your hands to be a good basketball player, and you're not really, really good, you're going to struggle to get minutes in the NBA. This is why a lot of guys can look good at the college and G League level, but not at NBA level, because they need the ball to be good. But the way they are as a player is not good enough for the NBA, so they can't have the ball all the time. So they need to find other things to make themselves useful on the court. Malachi Flynn should be shooting and defense. That's not really happening in the NBA, so I thought 72 is fair. 2K buying into the hype of the Pro-Am, it seems. They go with the 74 here. I hope they're right. Next one is Juancho. I think he should be 71. This was more like, I feel like 2K will give him a 72. I was right. They did give him a 72. A lot of people are really liking the signing for the Raptors. I just don't think he's going to play. I'm really upset we gave him a fully guaranteed $2.3 million contract. I get it. It's Bo Cruz. I don't see it with this guy. I just don't see it. I just don't see how he's going to get consistent minutes. I just don't think he will. But, I mean, 72 is not that great. Next one is Josh Jackson. This was another one. I was like, I feel like he should be 71. I went with 72. I was correct again. I made a full video about this on Amateur Sports, the main channel. I don't think this was a good signing. He's on a fully non-guaranteed deal, so it's not costing us anything. I feel like we signed him just to be a body at camp and to help us practice. I feel like that's all we signed him for. Maybe he agrees to go to the G League after. Possible. This signing was confusing to me. He gets 72. I don't know. Next one's Banton. After that electric start to the season for the Raptors, he really fell off hard. And biggest thing for me is his decision making. He's one that really likes to have the ball in his hands. And at the G League level, he's far too good for the G League. But he kind of fits what I was describing for Malachi Flynn. If you need the ball to be in your hands to be a good player, you need to be really good. And at the G League level, he is really good. And even though he can kind of be a little bit careless with his handles and his dribbles, he's really, really good for a G League level, and he dominates there. NBA level, a lot of pretty bad mistakes, turnovers, bad passes, losing handle. I don't know. I went with 71. 2K like him a little bit more. They go as a 72 here. Not going to knock them. It's only one rating off, but there's a lot of things Delano needs to sharpen up his game with for this season if he wants consistent minutes. We'll kind of have to see. He has been playing really well with Canada, though, at that random FIBA tournament. I forget what it's called. The FIBA Americas, I think. Apparently he's been doing well there, but NBA level, I don't know. I thought 71, 2K goes 72. Next one is Justin Champagnie. If you watch G League games, you saw how good this guy got near the end of the season. Not a ton of minutes. I thought 71 was pretty fair for Champagnie. 2K go with a 70 for this one. Not a lot of information out there about this guy. I guess that's fair enough, but these guys getting consistent minutes earlier on in the season. He's a decent player. I really liked him with the Raptors on a 5. I would be really upset if he got cut from the team. I don't think he deserves that. I think there's some talent in here. He's a young player. I think he's 21 or 22. He's younger than Banton. I think he is 21 still. I would love to see this guy get another opportunity with the Raptors. Next one is Christian Koloko. I go with a 70. Second round pick. I thought 70 was fair. 2K agreed with my sentiment there. He's going to spend some time in the G League, hopefully sharpen up his game a little bit more. Good defender, good rim runner, but what I saw in Summer League was a player who can't score if he's not dunking it. He's got to fine-tune his game around the rim. I'm sure he's working on that. I'm excited to see how he develops. Last two players in this list, we got our two-way guys, Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper Jr. I thought 67 overall here. It wasn't too impressed with what I saw in Summer League. Rico Hines runs, I think he has been a little bit more impressive. But 67 seemed fair. 2K go with a 68. And for Jeff Dowden, I'm a good fan. 68, I thought. Opposite, they gave him a 67. Jeff Dowden is better than Ron Harper Jr. But it's like, they're in the 60s. So, it is what it is. But that's how I feel about all of the Raptors 2K ratings. I think there's a lot of disrespect here, especially for Siakam. But hey, they reward some of our guys like Scottie Barnes with a nice 84 rating. But That's it for today on the Amateur Clips channel. Make sure to come check out our streams live every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. To chat some Raptors, come hang out with me, come hang out with the stream. If not, we post these clips here, hopefully 2 to 3 times a week. So make sure you stay tuned for the Raptors content on this channel. And we're getting really close to 1,000 subs. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Help us get monetized. Help us hit that 4-figure milestone that we've been working towards for just over a year. Excited to get there. I know we're going to do it soon. Let's go make it happen.